Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Rakshamam. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahimam. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshamam. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahimam. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Desha Tarine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Gopala Govinda Rama Sri Madhu Sudana. Om Apavitra Pavitra Va Sarva Avastang Gatopi Va Ya Smaret Pundarik Akshang Sabhaya Abhyantara Shuchihi. Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnana Anjana Shalakaya Chakshurinmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Giri Yat Kripa Tamahang Vande Sri Gurung Dina Taranam. Yat Kripa Tamahang Vande Parama Ananda Madhavam. Trinadapi Sunichena Charad Iva Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Kalau Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatir anyata. Guru mukha padmavakya chitete koriya aikya arna koriho mane ash. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, we are on the final chapter of Prabhupada's Krishna book, entitled Summary Description of Lord Krishna's Pastimes. And this chapter I have broken out into 10 parts. So today's part is number 3, entitled Bhava and Anubhava. So, this is how the queens would sometimes speak in the evening when they were feeling transcendental ecstasy. The queens would say, "Dear Kurari bird, now it is very late at night. Everyone is sleeping. The whole world is now calm and peaceful. At this time, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is sleeping. Although his knowledge is undisturbed by any circumstance. But tell us, why are you not sleeping? Are you lamenting like this throughout the whole night? Dear friend, maybe it is that you are also attracted by the lotus eyes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and you are attracted by his sweet smiling and attractive words, exactly as we are. Do those dealings of the Supreme Personality of Godhead pinch your heart as they do ours?" Then another queen cried out, "Hello, Chakravati! Why have you closed your eyes? Are you searching after your husband, who may have gone to foreign countries? Why are you lamenting so pitiably? Alas, it appears that you are very much aggrieved. Or is it a fact that you are also willing to become an eternal servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? We think that you are anxious to put a garland on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna and then place it on your hair." Then another queen cried out, "Oh, dear ocean, why are you roaring all day and night? Don't you like to sleep? We think that you have been attacked by insomnia, or if we are not wrong, our dear Shyama Sundara has tactfully taken away your gravity and power of forbearance, which are your natural qualifications. Is it not a fact that for this reason you are suffering from insomnia like us? We admit that there is no remedy for this disease." Then another Dwaraka queen cried, "Oh, dear moon god, Chandradev, we think that you have been attacked by a severe type of tuberculosis, and for this reason you are becoming thinner and thinner day by day. O Lord Moon, you are now so weak that your thin rays cannot dissipate the darkness of the evening. Or is it a fact that just as we have, you also have become stunned by the mysteriously sweet words of our Lord Shyamasundara? Is it a fact that it is because of this severe anxiety that you are so grave? Then another queen cried, O breeze coming from the Himalayas, what have we done to you that you are so intent on teasing us by awakening our lust to meet Krishna? Do you not know that we have already been injured by the crooked policy of the personality of Godhead? Dear Himalayan breeze, please know that we have already been stricken, so there is no need to injure us more and more. Then another queen cried out, O dear beautiful cloud, the color of your beautiful body exactly resembles the bodily hue of our dearmost Shyamasundara. And we think, therefore, that you are very dear to our Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna is the chief of the dynasty of the Yadus. And because you are so absorbed in meditation, exactly as we are, we can appreciate that your heart must be full of anxiety for Shyamasundara. You appear excessively eager to see Krishna, and we see that for this reason only, drops of tears are gliding down from your eyes, just as they are from our eyes. Then another queen cried out, O dear black cloud, we must admit frankly that to establish an intimate relationship with Shyamasundara means to purchase unnecessary anxieties while we are otherwise comfortable at home. Now Prabhupada has a comment on this last statement. Prabhupada writes, generally the cuckoo sounds its cooing vibration at the end of night or early in the morning. When the queens heard the cooing of the cuckoo at the end of night, they said, Oh, dear cuckoo, your voice is very sweet. As soon as you vibrate your sweet voice, immediately we remember Shyamasundara, because your voice exactly resembles that of Krishna. So we must frankly admit that your voice is imbued with nectar, and your voice is so invigorating that it is competent to bring back to life to those who are almost dead in separation from their dearmost friend. So we are very much obliged to you. Please let us know how we can welcome you or how we can do something for you. Prabhupada now interjects. Thus the queens continued talking like this, and then they addressed the mountain. Oh dear mountain, you are very generous. By your gravity only, the whole crust of this earth is properly maintained. And although you are discharging your duties very faithfully, still you do not know how to move. Because you are so grave, you do not move hither and thither, nor do you say anything. Rather, you always appear in a very thoughtful mood. So it may be that you are always thinking of a very grave and important subject matter. But we can guess very clearly that you are thinking of, yes, we are sure that you are thinking of placing the lotus feet of Shyamasundara upon your raised peaks, just as we want to place Krishna's lotus feet on our raised breasts. Then another queen cried out, "Oh, dear dry rivers, we know that because this is the summer season, all your beds are dried up and you have no water. Because all your water has now been dried up, you are no longer beautified by blooming lotus flowers. At the present moment, you appear very lean and thin. At the present moment, you appear very lean and thin. So we can understand that your position is exactly like ours. We have lost everything due to being separated from Shyamasundara, and we no longer hear Krishna's pleasing words. Our hearts no longer work properly, and therefore we also have become very lean and thin. We therefore think that you are just like us. You have turned lean and thin because you are not getting any water from your husband, the ocean, through the clouds." Prabhupada now comments, "The example given herewith by the queens is very appropriate. The riverbeds become dry when the ocean no longer supplies water through the clouds. The ocean is supposed to be the husband of the river, and therefore is supposed to support her. For unless a woman is supported by her husband with the necessities of life, she also becomes as dry as a dry river." Then another queen addressed a swan as follows: "My dear swan, please come here, come here. You are most welcome. Please sit down and take some milk. Oh, my dear swan, can you tell me if you have any message from Shyamasundara? Yes, I take you to be a messenger from Krishna. So if you have any such news, please tell me. Our Shyamasundara is always very independent, Swarat. Krishna never comes under the control of anyone. We have all failed to control Krishna. And therefore we ask you, is Krishna keeping himself well? I may inform you that Shyamasundara's nature is that he is very fickle. Indeed, his friendship is always temporary. It breaks even by a slight agitation. But would you kindly explain why Krishna is so unkind to me? Formerly, Krishna said that I alone am his dearmost wife. Does Krishna remember this assurance? Anyway, you are welcome. Please sit down. But I cannot accept your entreaty to go to Shyamasundara when Krishna does not care for me. So, why should I be mad after Krishna? I am very sorry to let you know that you have become the messenger of a poor-hearted soul. You are asking me to go to Krishna, but I am not going. What is that? You talk of Krishna coming to me? Does Krishna desire to come here to fulfill my long expectation for him? All right, then you may bring Krishna here, but don't bring with Krishna his most beloved goddess of fortune. Do you think that Krishna cannot be separated from the goddess of fortune even for a moment? Could Krishna not come here alone without Lakshmi ji? Yes, Krishna's behavior is very displeasing. Does it mean that without Lakshmi, Shyamasundara cannot be happy? Cannot Krishna be happy with any other wife? Does it mean that the goddess of fortune has the ocean of love for Krishna and none of us queens can compare to her? Now there's some notes in this connection. Here are the notes. The great Vaishnava Acharya, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that this superficial appearance of insanity in Lord Krishna's queens, as if they had been intoxicated by the drug Datura or some other hallucinogenic drug, was in fact the manifestation of the sixth progressive stage of pure love of Godhead, technically known as Prema Vaichitriya. Srila Rupa Goswami refers to this variety of anuraga in his book Ujjvala Nilamani. Quote, when, as a natural byproduct of one's extreme love, one feels the distress of separation even in the direct presence of the beloved, this state is called Prema Vaichitriya. Vishwanath Chakravarti explains that this transcendental madness known as Unmada, displayed by the queens, filled them with such ecstasy that they saw their own mood reflected in everyone and everything else. Here they point out to the Kurari bird, whom they take to be sorrowing over separation from Lord Krishna, that if the Lord actually had any concern for her or themselves, Krishna would not be sleeping comfortably at this moment. The queens warned the Kurari bird not to expect Krishna to hear her lamentation and thus show some mercy. And in case the Kurari bird might think that Krishna is sleeping with his queens, the queens deny this by saying that Krishna is Gupta Bodha. Krishna's whereabouts are unknown even to them. Krishna is out in the world somewhere this night, but the queens have no idea where to go looking for Krishna. The queens cried Ah, dear Kurari bird, even though you are a simple creature, your heart has been deeply pierced, just like us. You must have had some contact then with our Krishna. What keeps you from giving up your hopeless attachment to Krishna? The original Bhagavatam commentator, Srila Sridhar Swami, states that Lord Krishna's queens here confuse the sea surrounding Dwaraka with the celestial ocean of milk from which Lakshmi and the Kaustuba gem arose long, long ago. These were taken apahrita by Lord Vishnu, and so they now reside on Vishnu's chest. The queens presume that the ocean is anxious to see once again the mark of Lakshmi's residence and the Kaustuba jewel on the Lord's chest. And the queens express their sympathy by saying that they also want to see those marks. But the queens desire even more to see the kumkum marks on the Lord's chest, which Krishna took from their breasts when they last embraced Krishna. The Acharyas explain as follows. The cloud acts as the friend of Lord Krishna by shielding Krishna from the scorching rays of the sun. And certainly such an earnest well-wisher of the Lord must constantly meditate on Krishna with concern for Krishna's welfare. Although the cloud shares the Lord's bluish complexion, it is Lord Krishna's distinctive features, such as his Srivatsa mark, that especially attracts the cloud to this meditation. But what is the result? Simply unhappiness. The cloud becomes depressed and thus constantly shed tears on the pretext of raining. So the queens advise Mr. Cloud, "Oh, it would be better for you not to take much of an interest in Krishna." As Vishwanath Chakravarti explains, though the song of a cuckoo is very pleasant, Lord Krishna's wife perceive it as painful because it reminds them of their beloved Krishna and exacerbates their pain of separation. During the summer, the rivers do not receive downpours of water provided by their husband, the ocean, via the clouds. But the real reason for the river's emancipation, as the queens see it, is that they have failed to obtain the loving glance of Lord Krishna, who is the reservoir of all happiness. Vishwanath Chakravarti now relates the following conversation between the queens and the swan. The queens ask, "Oh, is Ajita, the incomparable Lord, doing well?" The swan replies, "How can Lord Krishna be doing well without you, his beloved consorts?" Then the queens say, "But does Krishna even remember what he once told one of us, Srimati Rukmani? Does Krishna recall that he said, 'In all my palaces, I see no other wife as dear as you'?" The swan then replies, Krishna does indeed remember this. And that is why Krishna sent me here. You should all go to Krishna and engage in his devotional service. But the queens replied, why should we go worship Krishna if Krishna refuses to come here to be with us? The swan replies, oh, my dear oceans of compassion, my dear queens, Krishna is suffering so much from your absence. How can Krishna be saved from this distress? The queens say, just listen, O servant of a petty master. Tell Krishna to come here as Krishna should. If Krishna is suffering from lusty desires, then Krishna has only himself to blame, since it was Krishna himself who created Cupid's power. We self-respecting ladies are not going to yield to Krishna and demand that we go seek Krishna out. Then the swan replies, so be it. Then I will take my leave. But then the queens say, no, now just wait 1 minute. Ask Krishna to come to us here, but without the goddess of fortune, who always cheats us by keeping Krishna all to herself. The swan replies, don't you know that the goddess Lakshmi is devoted exclusively to the Lord? So how could Krishna give Lakshmi ji up just like that? And the queens replied, is Lakshmi the only woman in the world who is completely sold out to Krishna? What about us? So now we will do the prayers of protection. May Krishna bless and protect all my Krishna book students. Especially special blessings to Priya Chainani as she tries her best to go forward in her life with the passing away of her beloved husband. So I am specifically dedicating these Nishringa prayers to Priya. Very good, Priya. Good to see you. Hari Bol. Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlad Ahlad Dayane Hiranya Kashipurvakshaha Shilatanka Nakalaye Ito Nrsinga Parato Nrsimho Yato Yamitato Nrsimha Bahir Nrsimha Hridaye Nrsimho Nrsimham Ading Sharanang Prapadye Tavakara Kamala Dhare Nakam Adbhuta Sringam Dalita Hiranya Kashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahadi Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Nrsimha Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadish, Jaya Jagadish, Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.